Welcome back. This is the second study session of MKT 316. The topic of this study session is meeting customer expectation stroke customer satisfaction. As your customer base grows, it's imperative that you maintain the same level of service that you provided when you first earn your customer's business. You have to anticipate their needs before they announce them and put those actions in place. Meeting this expectation will cement your relationship. It will increase customer satisfaction, and in the process, you'll be able to retain their business. On completion of this study session, you should be able to explain customer expectation. You should be able to discuss customer satisfaction. And you should be able to list the major components of effective customer satisfaction measure. Customer expectation. Excellent customer service and high customer satisfaction must start with understanding customer expectation. You need to know who your customers are and what they want. Customer satisfaction reflects the expectation and experiences that the customer has with a product or services. Customer expectations set the bar for customer satisfaction, which also affects repurchase decision and customer loyalty. If a customer feels like you did not deliver a service that was expected, they won't come back and buy from you again. On the other side, if you deliver a service that exceeds customer expectation, you can bet they will come back to buy again and tell all their friends about the experience they have with you in the course of the business. Some examples of customer expectation to be met are listed below. It is very important to understand this expectation. The first one is customer expects solid information. They want to have option. They don't want you to force something on them. They want to have option from which they can make their decision or choice about the option provided. Customer expects single source service. They want superior communication. They want consultation. That is, they want you to consult them before you decide on some things. Customers expect a seamless relationship. They expect courtesy. They expect prompt attention, reliability, and lastly, personal attention. They want you to give them personal attention. Now we move to customer satisfaction. In every businesses, customer satisfaction is important because it provides marketers and business owners with a metric that they can use to manage and improve their businesses. Customer satisfaction is typically defined as the feeling that a person experiences when an offering meets his or her expectation. When an offering meets customers' expectation, the customer is satisfied. Improving customer satisfaction is a goal sought by many businesses. In fact, some companies evaluate their salesperson based on how well they satisfy their customers. In other words, not only must the salesperson hit their sales target, they have to do so in a way in which they are going to satisfy their customer. Customer satisfaction strategy. If customer satisfaction can be defined as a feeling a person experienced when an offering meets his or her expectation, then there are two critical ways to improve customer satisfaction. The first one is to establish an appropriate expectation in the mind of the customer, and the second strategy is to deliver on those expectations. Establishing appropriate expectation in the minds of customer is a function of the pre-purchase communication the seller has with the customer. If you set the expectation too low, people won't buy your offering. But if you set the expectation too high, you run the risk that your buyer will be dissatisfied. There is a common saying in business that you under-promise and you over-deliver. In other words, this means that you set customer expectation a bit low, then you exceed those expectations in order to create delighted customer who are enthusiastic about your product. Now, measuring customer satisfaction. To measure customer satisfaction, you need to understand what creates it. Just asking customer if he or she is satisfied won't tell you much. Yet, many companies often measure the satisfaction of their customer on the basis of only a few questions, such as, how satisfied are you today? Would you recommend us to your friends? And do you intend to visit us again? But effective customer satisfaction measure must have these three major components: the customer's expectation, the organization's performance, and the third one is degree of satisfaction. To figure out if customers' expectations are met and they are delighted, more detail is usually required. Companies might break the offering into major components and ask how satisfied customers were with each of the offering. For example, a restaurant might ask the following: were you greeted promptly by a host or server at your table? Was your order taken promptly? How long did you wait for your food? Was the food served at appropriate temperature? And so on and so forth. This question assumes that each aspect of the service is equally important to the customer. Now, we have come to the end of this study session, but let's do a quick summary on what we have discussed so far. We have talked about customer expectation, example of customer expectation. We have talked about customer satisfaction and the two major strategies by which we can satisfy customer. We have talked about measuring customer satisfaction. You can read through your study pack to complement your knowledge about the subject discussed in this video better. Thank you for listening. See you in the next class.